Hello, learners. I hope you're doing great. Today, we're going to discover how to learn English effortlessly. So, without further delay, let's get started. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to learn English effortlessly, while others struggle for years without making real progress? What if I told you that mastering English is not about memorizing endless grammar rules or spending countless hours cramming vocabulary, but rather about learning the right way, a way that is both natural and enjoyable? Welcome to this powerful session on Learn English Effortlessly, where I'm going to share with you the secrets that fluent English speakers use to learn faster, speak confidently, and understand English without translating in their heads. If you want to break free from the traditional, boring methods of learning and truly elevate your English skills, then you are in the right place. Setting the stage, what to expect. In this session, we are going to cover everything you need to transform your English learning journey from building a strong foundation to mastering listening, speaking, reading, and writing with ease. But this isn't just another English lesson. This is a complete mindset shift. You'll discover techniques that allow you to learn English the way you learned your native language effortlessly and naturally. Promise of value: why this method works. By the end of this video, you won't just understand English, you'll begin to think in English. You'll learn how to absorb new words and phrases seamlessly, communicate with confidence, and, most importantly, enjoy the process. Are you ready to unlock the secrets of effortless English? Let's begin this transformative journey together. Session 1: Mindset Shift for Effortless Learning. Before we dive into techniques and strategies, it's important to understand that learning English effortlessly begins with a mindset shift. Most learners approach English with fear and pressure, worried about making mistakes or not sounding perfect. But the truth is, true learning happens when you let go of perfection and embrace the process. Think about how a child learns their native language. They don't memorize grammar rules or worry about mispronunciations. They listen, repeat, and experiment without fear. This is the mindset you need to adopt. Learn like a child, fearless, curious, and willing to explore. The growth mindset versus fixed mindset. To learn effortlessly, you must adopt a growth mindset. A person with a growth mindset believes that their abilities can be developed with effort and persistence. On the other hand, a fixed mindset makes you think that your skills are limited and cannot improve. Which one do you think is more powerful for learning a language? Absolutely the growth mindset, letting go of perfection. One of the biggest barriers to learning English is the obsession with perfection. Stop worrying about perfect grammar or flawless pronunciation in the beginning. Focus on communication, not perfection. When you shift your mindset to see mistakes as stepping stones rather than roadblocks, your learning becomes natural and effortless. Embrace the process, not just the goal. Most people only think about the end goal, speaking fluently. But the secret to learning effortlessly is to enjoy the journey. Every new word you learn, every sentence you speak, is progress. Celebrate these small victories, and the process will feel much lighter and more enjoyable. Change your mindset, and you will change your results. Now that you understand the mindset shift required, let's move on to the foundation you need to build for effortless learning. Session 2: Building a strong foundation. To build a skyscraper, you first need a solid foundation. The same goes for learning English. If your basics are strong, everything else becomes easier. In this section, we will focus on how to create that unshakable foundation. Master the basics first. Many learners try to jump straight into advanced vocabulary and complex grammar. But to learn effortlessly, you must first master the core elements: basic grammar, common phrases, and essential vocabulary. These are the building blocks of fluency. Start with the most commonly used words and phrases. The 1,000 most frequent words in English cover 85% of everyday conversations. Focus on these first, and your understanding will grow rapidly. Understand sentence structures. Before you can speak or write confidently, you need to understand how sentences are built. Learn the structure of simple, compound, and complex sentences. This will help you express your thoughts clearly and correctly. Build listening skills. Early listening is the gateway to understanding. Listen to native speakers as much as possible: podcasts, movies, and YouTube videos. The more you listen, the more familiar you become with natural speech patterns and pronunciation. Practice speaking from day one. One big mistake learners make is waiting too long to start speaking. Don't be afraid to speak even if you make mistakes. The more you practice, the stronger your foundation becomes. Focus on practical vocabulary. Instead of cramming complicated words, learn vocabulary that is relevant to your life. Focus on words related to daily activities, work, travel, and hobbies. This makes learning practical and easier to remember. Build your foundation strong, and the language will follow naturally. Up next, we will explore the most powerful technique to boost your listening skills. Listening skills, the secret to fluency. Session 3. Listening skills, the secret to fluency. If speaking is the destination, listening is the road that takes you there. Listening is the most natural way to absorb any language, just like how you learned your mother tongue. But not just any kind of listening: active listening. Active versus passive listening. When you listen actively, you're not just hearing words, you're understanding context, pronunciation, and tone. Unlike passive listening, where the sound is just background noise, active listening means focusing with intention. Techniques for active listening. Shadowing technique. Listen to a native speaker and repeat right after them. Try to mimic their tone and pronunciation. Chunk listening. Break audio into small chunks and understand each part clearly before moving on. Context understanding. Pay attention to how words are used in different situations. This improves comprehension. Practice with real-world content. The best way to practice listening is through real-world content. Podcasts, interviews, movies, and even YouTube videos. Choose content that matches your level and listen daily. Embrace native speed. Don't rely only on slow or simplified English. Challenge yourself with native speed audio to get used to the natural flow of English. Listen more, and you will speak better. Listening is where understanding begins. Next, we will explore how to turn that listening into confident speaking in the next section. Speaking naturally and confidently. Session 4. Speaking naturally and confidently. Speaking English fluently is the dream of every learner, but many hesitate because they fear making mistakes or sounding unnatural. The key to speaking naturally and confidently lies not in perfection, but in practice, patience, and the right techniques. Start speaking without fear. The biggest hurdle is fear. Fear of judgment, fear of mistakes. Remember, everyone makes mistakes when learning a new language. The most important thing is to speak. Don't wait for perfection. Speak now and improve as you go. Use common phrases and expressions. Instead of focusing only on individual words, learn phrases and expressions used by native speakers. This will make your speech sound more fluent and natural. For example, instead of saying, "I am very tired," you can say, "I'm exhausted" or "I'm beat." This adds variety and authenticity to your speech. Practice speaking daily. Consistency is crucial. Practice speaking English every day, even if it's just for 5 to 10 minutes. Talk to yourself in front of the mirror, record your voice, or find a language partner or tutor for conversations. Think in English. One secret to speaking naturally is to think in English, not translate from your native language. This reduces hesitation and makes your speech flow smoothly. Try to describe your daily activities, thoughts, and plans mentally in English. Body language and pronunciation. Remember, communication is more than words. Use confident body language, make eye contact, use gestures, and maintain a good posture. Also, focus on improving your pronunciation by listening carefully and imitating native speakers. Use filler words smartly. In natural speech, native speakers use fillers like, "well," "you know," and "actually" to sound more relaxed and conversational. Use these fillers moderately to sound more fluent, but don't overdo it. Don't fear mistakes, learn from them. Mistakes are your stepping stones to mastery. Every time you speak, you get closer to fluency. Embrace mistakes as valuable learning moments rather than failures. Speak boldly, practice regularly, and watch your confidence soar. In the next section, we'll dive into how to enhance your English reading skills effectively. Session 5. Reading and writing for better expression. Reading and writing are two essential skills that not only improve your vocabulary, but also help you express your thoughts clearly and confidently in English. When you strengthen these skills, your overall communication, both spoken and written, becomes more polished and natural. Why reading is important. Reading exposes you to new words, sentence structures, and ideas. When you read regularly, whether books, articles, or even social media posts, you absorb how English is used in different contexts. This builds your understanding of grammar, vocabulary, and style without boring memorization. Choose the right material. Start with materials that interest you and match your current level. For beginners, children's books, simple news articles, or English learning blogs are great. Gradually move to more challenging content like novels, newspapers, or essays. The key is to enjoy reading so it doesn't feel like a chore. Active reading techniques. Don't just passively read. Interact with the text. Highlight new words, write their meanings, and try to use them in sentences. Summarize paragraphs in your own words. This makes reading a powerful learning tool. Writing to reinforce learning. Writing helps you organize your thoughts and practice new vocabulary and grammar. Start by journaling your daily experiences in English. Write short paragraphs or essays on topics you like. Don't worry about mistakes at first. Focus on expressing yourself clearly. Practice makes perfect. Regular writing improves your fluency and confidence. Over time, review your writing and look for ways to improve vocabulary, sentence structure, and clarity. Tools like grammar checkers can help you spot errors and learn from them. Connect reading and writing. Reading and writing go hand in hand. The more you read, the better you write. When you write, you reinforce what you've learned from reading. This cycle strengthens your language skills naturally and effectively. Read widely, write regularly, and watch your English expression flourish. Next, we'll dive into immersive learning techniques. Session 6. Immersive learning techniques. Immersive learning is one of the most effective ways to master English effortlessly. It means surrounding yourself with English in your everyday life so that learning becomes natural, just like how you learned your mother tongue. What is immersive learning? Immersion means engaging with English constantly through listening, speaking, reading, and writing in real-life context. When you immerse yourself, you start thinking, understanding, and responding in English automatically. Create an English environment. Make English a part of your daily routine. Label household items with English words. Change your phone and social media settings to English. And try to think in English throughout the day. This constant exposure helps your brain adapt to the language faster. Use multimedia for immersion. Watch English movies, television shows, and YouTube videos. Listen to English podcasts and music. Read English books and articles. The more diverse your exposure, the more natural your learning will be. Practice real conversations. Engage in conversations with native speakers or fellow learners. Use language exchange apps or join online English-speaking groups. The more you practice speaking in a natural setting, the more confident you become. Learn through context. Don't just memorize vocabulary lists. Learn words and phrases in context. For example, when watching a movie, note how certain phrases are used in specific situations. This helps you remember and use them correctly. Set immersive challenges. Challenge yourself to spend a day or a few hours only using English. Speak, think, write, and listen exclusively in English during that time. This practice pushes your brain to adapt quickly and efficiently. Immersion turns learning into a natural habit, making English a part of your life, not just a subject. Next, we'll explore effective strategies to stay motivated and consistent on your English learning journey. Session 7. Motivation and consistency. Learning English is a journey, and like any journey, staying motivated and consistent is key to reaching your destination. Without motivation, it's easy to lose interest. Without consistency, progress slows down. Let's explore how to keep your fire burning and maintain steady progress. Find your why. The first step to motivation is understanding why you want to learn English. Is it for a better job, travel, education, or to connect with people worldwide? When your goal is clear and meaningful, it fuels your determination even during tough times. Set realistic goals. Break down your big goal into smaller, achievable milestones. For example, aim to learn 10 new words a day or practice speaking for 5 minutes daily. Celebrate these small wins. They build momentum and confidence. Create a routine. Consistency comes from habit. Design a daily English practice schedule that fits your lifestyle. Even 15 minutes a day adds up to hours over weeks and months. Stick to your routine, and English learning becomes second nature. Use engaging resources. Keep your learning fun and varied. Mix videos, podcasts, books, apps, and conversations. Variety prevents boredom and keeps you engaged. Track your progress. Keep a journal or use apps to record your learning journey. Seeing your progress boosts motivation and helps identify areas for improvement. Stay positive and patient. Language learning takes time. Celebrate progress, no matter how small, and don't be discouraged by setbacks. Every mistake is a step closer to fluency. Find a support system. Join English learning communities. Find a study buddy, or get a tutor. Sharing your journey with others keeps you accountable and motivated. Motivation sparks the journey. Consistency fuels the progress. In the next section, we'll talk about practical tips and tools to keep improving your English every day. Session 8. Practical tips and tools to keep improving your English every day. Consistency and smart learning are the keys to mastering English. The good news is, with the right tips and tools, you can make progress every single day. Here's how you can do it effectively. 1. Set clear, achievable goals. Start with small, specific goals. Instead of just saying, I want to improve my English, set goals like learn 5 new words a day or practice speaking for 10 minutes daily. Clear goals keep you focused and motivated. 2. Leverage technology. Take advantage of technology to accelerate your learning. Here are some great tools. Duolingo. Fun, game-like app for building vocabulary. HelloTalk. Connect with native speakers for real-time conversations. Grammarly. Perfect for improving your writing and catching grammar mistakes. YouTube channels. Follow channels that teach English or use English in natural conversations. Podcast apps. Listen to English podcasts daily to improve listening skills. 3. Learn with flashcards. Use apps like Anki or Quizlet to create flashcards for new words and phrases. Flashcards are a great way to review and remember vocabulary regularly. 4. Join online communities. Participate in English-speaking forums or social media groups. Websites like Reddit, R, English Learning, or Quora allow you to ask questions, practice writing, and join discussions. 5. Practice shadowing technique. Shadowing means listening to native speakers and repeating what they say, mimicking their tone and pronunciation. This technique helps with fluency and natural intonation. 6. Use the 5-minute rule. If you ever feel unmotivated, tell yourself you'll study for just 5 minutes. Often, you'll find it easy to continue once you get started. 7. Track your progress. Keep a journal of new words, phrases, and grammar points you learn each week. Review it regularly to measure your growth. 8. Never stop speaking. Find every opportunity to speak English. Whether with friends, online language partners, or even with yourself in the mirror. The more you practice, the better you get. The right tools and daily practice make progress not just possible but inevitable. Next, we'll move on to the conclusion and final tips for mastery to wrap everything up beautifully. Final tips and powerful advice. Practice makes perfect. The saying, practice makes perfect, holds true for learning English. No matter how much you study, without regular practice, your skills won't improve significantly. The key is to practice intentionally and consistently. Make practice a daily habit. Set aside time each day to practice English. Even 10 to 20 minutes daily is more effective than long sessions once a week. Consistent, focused practice helps your brain retain and apply what you learn. Practice all skills. Balance your practice across listening, speaking, reading, and writing. For example, listen to a podcast. Read an article. Speak aloud or record yourself. Write a short paragraph. This well-rounded approach strengthens your overall proficiency. Use real-life situations. Try to use English in everyday situations order: food, ask for directions, or chat with friends in English. Practical use reinforces your learning and builds confidence. Record and review yourself. Recording your speaking and listening back helps you identify areas for improvement. Notice your pronunciation, grammar, and fluency, and track your progress over time. Learn from mistakes. Don't fear errors. Each mistake is an opportunity to learn and grow. Keep a positive attitude and use feedback constructively. Make practice fun. Incorporate games, quizzes, and challenges to keep your practice enjoyable. The more you enjoy practicing, the more likely you'll stick with it. Practice is not about perfection. It's about progress and persistence. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe. Happy learning!